wake up when the sun goes down. I wake up when the sun goes down. I wanna do some comedy. I wanna do some comedy. At a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar. I can't say what I wanna say. I can't say what I wanna say. Uncensored. Dive bar comedy. Dive bar comedy. Dirty, bad, nasty 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 comedy. Dive bar comedy.
Hello and welcome to Dive Bar Comedy, episode 88. I'm your host, Wild Joe. This show is facing a big change, as everyone is right now. We have been audio only, as it's been mentioned in some of these prior shows. The lighting is horrible in these dive bars, and we just haven't been set up to take the recording, to do the editing and all of that. Although we did have a Sizzle reel that was being recorded by Gary Robinson for a while. That all got shaken up when GT passed away. So the whole plot to that changed. But anyway, we were out there in the bars, and now everyone's at home. So all the bar shows have moved into home open mics. There's a lot of people on Zoom and those types of apps having some shows where they're able to try their material and have other comics laugh. You can hear all the different comics laughing in the background, and they flip between the different people's faces, so you can see who's on there. So that's one fun idea, and some people have gotten that up and running very quickly and are doing a great job of that. One person off the top of my head is Carol Newell, who we've had on our shows recently. So I will see if I can get in touch with her and see how that's going. But a lot of people are getting original and doing things online. People are home. They have time on their hands, or they're just, rethinking their purpose and, how to just make the most of this time when we're at home. So, we have a lot of resources at home that all those things that you bought and forgot about, may still be handy. So pull out your guitar or whatever it is that you're into and that you can practice at home and pass the time in a way that's productive and pleasurable. So anyway, a lot of people have been checking on me, checking on my kids. I have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they are doing fine. I don't think they've really noticed that we're not going anywhere. We're going in the yard, sometimes short walks, but we haven't been going, obviously, to the store or anything like that. So they don't really seem to put 2 and 2 together, but being only 1 and 2 years old. I'm shielding them mainly from the news. I just go on once a day or so to check that on my phone. I also suggest for people, I've heard a lot of people are news junkies, that they have the news going in the background like all day. And I would say that adds a lot of stress to your life. And the news doesn't change much from one time of day to the next. It's pretty gradual, for the most part. And you'll hear about it. People will start calling you if it's something really sudden, or you'll start seeing it on Facebook. So I would say check the news a couple times a day. Don't be having it just playing as the background track to your day-to-day routine at home. So having babies, we play a lot of kids music and kids cartoons on YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple, whatever player you have, but we're listening to children's cartoons. So that's it's upbeat for the most part. So that's one good thing. Anyway, I have been struggling to even get control of the TV from the babies. So you choose your battles. The babysitter, we don't have any outside babysitters coming in, no nannies, no maids. Los Feliz Moms Club is crying, trying to take care of their own kids because kids are a huge mess. They're a huge mess. And if you just take care of your own kids, all you're doing is basically cleaning up their messes and cleaning them up and feeding them. It's a pretty ongoing nonstop job. So I'm very busy just doing that. Like, I hardly have an hour a day to spare. Right now, they're upstairs with Grandma and Grandpa. I'm staying with my in-laws, and that works out great because the grandparents have something to do and the kids have someplace else to go, and I can get a little bit of work done, which is hard to do with kids around. So I've also seen a lot of that, parents who are struggling to work with their kids and the older kids that are doing homeschooling. And man, it really makes you question your housing, configuration, your home situation, if things are working out, or if you want to be closer to people who can help you in your family. I talked to my boss the other day, today actually. I talked to my ex-boss from my first job out of college, and she's an older woman, so she would be at risk because of her age, of more serious symptoms. So she's quarantined by herself, not with her kids or grandkids. I don't know, but she's quarantined all by herself. And I'm sure a lot of older people are afraid to go out and, mix with anyone. So I'm sure there are a lot of older women and, older people, older couples and men alone. And, even young 20-something-year-old people who are out there dating or whatever, but haven't found a boyfriend or girlfriend, may or may not have a roommate, or their roommate goes home to their parents or whatever. They're left alone too. So check in on people that are alone. I say, it's a good time to check on those people. Make sure they're not going crazy, because this is a long time to not speak to any human being, So I'm in a family of 5, and, we have neighbors who are always outside, but we don't get too close to them. And, our patterns have changed. It's harder to find supplies. Shopping has moved online. But the lag times, you place an order, it's not for 5 days that it gets delivered, but overall, we're not suffering. We're mostly just suffering from worry, like as everyone is at this time. So, don't forget what's going on, but don't think about it all the time either. You need a break. Focus on what can you do to be productive. My friend got me onto Bob Sinclair, who is a famous DJ, club DJ. He's got great energy, good-looking guy, and great, amazing taste in music. I think he's French or someplace European, and he stands there in like his cool setup with a keyboard and mixer or whatever, and he plays different club style, fun, upbeat music for 1 hour every day. It shows up, in the USA. It's showing up for me in the mornings when I wake up on Facebook. So that is pretty amazing that somebody would just jump online and start playing happy music for people and getting millions of listeners because, he's a pro and he started it right away. No hesitation. So here we are. We're about a month in to this basically quarantine. And I am able to keep my podcast going every week because we had so many shows that I had a backlog of material. But this material from today's show is the very last live show that we did before the bars and clubs got shut down. So this is March 10th at Lotus Lounge. And I would say this was one of the most fun and outrageous, honestly, not suitable for kids, rated R+, comedy, no holds barred, stand-up comedy shows. So I really urge you to listen all the way through to the end. It gets pretty intense. So we have Mario Tonti, who's new to our show, and very funny guy. Then we have Geezer and Sizzle, who are both hardcore, very intense and hard-edged comics, with Sizzle talking a lot about his stint in prison and prison rape. So it goes there, and it's pretty outlandish, but also very, very funny. So please listen to that. And then we get Andy Lowe, a curly-haired young guy who's fairly new to comedy and who talks about cutting his own hair. So he had to take it from a really dirty performer to closing out the show with being actually a fairly clean and wholesome performer. And he did a great job, and I was surprised that he was able to pull it off. And the show just landed beautifully with him. It was a really amazing, fun experience just to be in the room with these talented individuals. So I hope you listen and keep supporting comedy throughout this, and I can't wait to get back out there and see you all live. So for now, check out I'm Wild Joe. You can find me on Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, wherever, or check out Dive Bar Comedy on any of those things, divebarcomedy.com, or GT's Comedy Jam is our live show. Okay, stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe. Every Wednesday we come out. We're going to be doing check-ins with comics, see how they're doing, home alone or with whoever they're stuck with during this time. So, keep listening. Every Wednesday, Dive Bar Comedy. Hey there, it's Wild Joe. I am here with Mario Tonti at Witch's Brew. What's up?
Hello, how are you? Good to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
It's your first time on our show.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
You got scouted by Geezer, right?
I did. I knew him. I met him a couple months ago at an open mic, and he was an interesting character, to say the least.
That's a good description.
Yeah. At first I was like, who is this crazy guy on stage? And then I saw him do some sets, and I was like, all right, he's legit. He doesn't give a fuck. That's what I got from the vibe.
It's a good quality for a comic.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw him in a mic, the last thing he said when he got off stage, he said, I'm a hardcore comic, suck my cock. We were all like, okay, cool. It was an 11 a.m. open mic, and we were like, all right, we like this guy.
Yeah, he'll say every word. All the bad, worst words.
He definitely an interest, a unique individual.
Yeah.
We try to be, right?
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard your stand-up yet. How would you describe your style?
I don't know yet. I'm still new. I'm only 7 months in.
Okay.
So I'm still trying to figure that out.
How has it changed since you started till now? Have you had a lot of change?
I think. Well, I actually I started 2 years ago. I kind of started, and I got scared and stopped again for a year and a half. But all the stuff I have, it's all ideas that I was working on for the last 2 years while I was too scared to get on stage. And now that I started, it all came together finally. And I don't know. It's mostly stuff about me.
No, that's timeless.
I'm just trying to turn.
I was gonna say, if you were working on your stuff 2 years ago, and then all that stuff already happened, and it's old.
It's all stuff that has happened. I'm just trying to turn all the dumb shit that I've done and has happened to me into jokes and make it funny. Most of it's already ridiculous, funny stuff already. Now I just gotta tell it on stage and make it a bit,
It's different when something funny happens in real life.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's going to be 100% necessarily funny just to do it on stage.
Because I have a funny story, but it's it's a funny story as it is, but it doesn't have like jokes in it yet. So it's like that's the challenge, and like making a story longer and like repeating it, and like it's like I know the story, it's mine, you know, but just like adding jokes into it. It's been hard figuring everything out. Not hard, but like just there's so much to figure out, like doing stand-up.
Well, the payoff is the punchline. So you don't want a long-winded story that goes on and on and on with no punchlines interspersed at all.
Yeah.
And then the punchline is just like meh. I mean, if people hang in there and listen for like a 2-minute story, and then the punchline is meh, they're like, oh God, you know. I mean, you gotta give them the little mini punchlines along the way.
Yeah. So it's like just writing it out and just figuring out what the funny parts of it out and cutting all the bullshit out of it. And I don't know what I'm doing.
Unnecessary details.
Still,
oh, my cousin, and he's from here, and oh yeah, he was wearing this shirt and he does this for a living and blah blah blah. You know, like stuff that doesn't matter.
Like I have a story about how I took a picture of Suge Knight one time.
Okay.
He Death Row Records guy.
Uh-huh.
And he chased me in his car for like 15 minutes. And
oh no.
Yeah,
why? He was mad at you.
Yeah, he was really pissed.
Oh
for
no.
Taking his picture.
What was he doing in the picture?
He was pumping gas, and he stopped pumping gas.
Oh God!
It was at a gas station, and he stopped pumping gas and like got in his car. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Some of these things would be really funny in like a sitcom.
Yeah, or like a little.
Because you could see it visually. You could see, you know, just imagining him chasing you down the street.
Or like a little cartoon of it or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, he stopped pumping gas. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning, like. Not something you would think he was going to do. And he was,
and you recognized him. I wouldn't recognize him.
I was like, oh, that's Suge Knight. And I was like,
you must be a fan.
I'm going to take a picture of him. And he was not happy about it. And he chased me for like 15, 20 minutes. And
it's commitment.
Yeah, it's a good story, but like it doesn't have jokes yet. It's funny, but it's like it's crazy, but it's like it's hard. Like that's the challenge, and like making unique stories like that into something funny that's already like kind
of
fun.
Just the visual is pretty funny.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, Mario, I'm excited to hear your set. And for people listening, where can they find you online? I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Mario Tarded, MarioTarded. Yeah, that's how you spell it. Cool. Yeah, that's where you can find me if you want. Cool. All right. Thanks a lot. Cool. Thanks so much.
All right. So this next talent coming to the stage. Cool name. We gotta fire it up. So we gotta bomb right now, guys. So we're gonna be like clap, 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 clap. He got a brother named Luigi, but we call him Mario Tonti.
Woo! What's up, you fucking weirdos? You know, I never had that problem until I moved here about my name. Because I'm from Pennsylvania, so like where I'm from, it's just a regular name, and then I moved here, and it's like everyone's like, "What the fuck are you?"
I'm from Philly.
Yeah, well, fuck you. Just kidding. If you were into sports, like that's how they are. I don't care about sports. If you're from Pittsburgh, it's like, "Fuck Philadelphia," and it's like, "Fucking why, dude?" Like, just over a hockey team, like it doesn't make sense. Like. Adults, like grown adults, like fuck Philadelphia. It's like, anybody been to Philadelphia? It's a nice city, right? It's a nice, you know. It's like we got. It's a good, but people say fuck. Just like you know, I guess fuck Cleveland. Like Steelers fans hate Cleveland, so like I guess fuck Cleveland's kind of gross. So like I'll give them that, but I don't know. But yeah, my name's Mario. I'm circumcised. Thank you. But like, the older I get, the more I wonder, like, if I would have turned out differently if I had my foreskin and the other name my parents picked for me. Because I'm Italian, they picked two names for you, you know? Like Sergio with foreskin sounds hot, you know? I'd want to hang out with that guy. Guy earlier, he was talking about the people they tell me, I've heard that I'm creepy before. People have told me I'm creepy. Like the guy earlier, he was talking about the comment section on Pornhub, and like I recently like discovered that part of Pornhub. Like I've been on Pornhub before, but like I never was like, oh, I'm gonna click on the comments. Like turns out like I'm normal as shit. Like if anybody has ever been in the comment section of Pornhub, I don't know, like a few nights ago, like I could hear my neighbors next door having sex, and like I was already watching porn, but like the real thing right next door. So like I just like finished to the sound of them fucking, you know. Which like, yeah, thank you, that guy. But like that still felt less creepy than Brad Niner 1276 that commented like, love when he was drilling her missionary like with her legs spread. Thanks a lot, Brad. Like you couldn't just keep that to yourself. Like I don't know. Like I jerked off probably 1 million times, and like I've never once was I like, this needs a review. Like I should probably leave my comments on this. Like after my neighbors finish, I just like yell out the window, like, great job! Love how you took his cock! And he like go like knock on the door, like, hey, that was great, guys. Like, thank you for that. You sounded like you were really taking his dick really nice. I hate when white people compare basic stuff to being like heroin, because I've done heroin before, and it's nothing like a pumpkin spice latte. And like some of the people I used to do heroin with, they would mix it with their own spit or even like toilet water sometimes, right? That's disgusting. Like I used to use Fiji water to mix it up because I'm not a piece of shit. I wasn't like a crazy junkie. Like I was a pussy about it. Like all my friends, they were hardcore. I was just like, craziest thing I ever did was have sex with a girl named Bobby Joe when I was on heroin. And like, it was 2 guys' first names too, so that didn't make it any worse. Like, I don't know, like Tasha Renee, that's a nice name. Like I don't know, like I was like a Kellyanne or like a Betty Sue. Like I got stuck with Bobby Joe. Well, if you abbreviate it, it's BJ. That just makes it worse. Bobby Joe with hepatitis C. BJ for short. I hooked up with a squirter recently. Yeah, don't clap. It's just a cooler way of saying a girl pissed in my bed recently. And like, she didn't even warn me either. Like, fucking rude, you know? Like, just a little warning, you know? Like, we just met on an app an hour ago. Like, I wasn't planning on washing my sheets at 3 a.m., but here we are. You probably can't tell this by looking at me, but I had an abortion with an Asian girl from Tinder. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. She told me to come inside of her. She can't get pregnant. Yeah, I fell for that. Like, she also couldn't come. So either she got the 2 mixed up or I just heard her wrong. Either way, we swiped left on the baby. Thank you. That one goes either way sometimes. You guys are cool. Not exactly what I had in mind, which is that you wanted to hook up, but I've lived here for 7 years, and it was the first time I had Korean takeout. That's about how that one goes every time, too. It's like sometimes it's like 20% they're on board with that one. But I'm still telling it because I believe in it and I think it's funny. I'm Italian, so I grew up with a really racist grandfather. Anybody else? Thank you. My fan over here. But like I was a kid, so I was too young to know that it was racist. So like up until I was 10 years old, I thought there was actually a family of raccoons living on a porch down the street. Thank you. It's not a racist joke. My grandfather just happens to be racist. But like, I don't know, he died of lung cancer though when I was 12. He smoked a carton of Camel non-filter cigarettes every day for like 30 years. I know, right? Disgusting. It took like 10 coats of paint to fucking, before the tar kept coming through and he died, he painted his house. But like, yeah, he died of lung cancer and like, he loved smoking, but he would have hated that he died with black lungs. I told that joke to my mom and she was like, he wasn't racist, they all talked like that back then. It's like, Yeah, Mom, so they were all racist back then. Thanks, guys. I'm Mario Tonti. Have a great night.
No round of applause for Mario Tonti. It's the Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your host, Mista See. The only man I know that knows where my mama's G-spot is. Damn right. Besides me, motherfuckers, because I'm inbred and that's how we roll. A lot of motherfuckers don't know me and Mista See, we used to be in prison. That's right, we were married. Not to one another, you kinky satanic motherfuckers. But to women. But we ain't married no more, are we, Mista See? Hell no. Because we've been all up on them city bus hoes. City bus hoes! City bus hoes! City bus hoes! Let's go! City bus hoes! City bus hoes! City bus hoes! Let's go! If I have a heart attack on stage, I hope this fucking place is insured. Or you're fucked, motherfucker! My name is Geezer. You can follow me on Geezer_comedy at Instagram. Go ahead, I'm waiting. Don't worry, I'll follow you back. I have 188 followers on Instagram, none of whom are mental patients or porn fluffers, I might add. I can vouch for all of them. Most of the people that follow me on Instagram are in the pastry and bakery business. Because I used to own a strudel emporium on Martin Luther King Boulevard somewhere. We served apple strudel, cherry strudel. We were doing great until those keto, paleo, gluten-free motherfuckers ruined my business. So I turned to comedy at the age of 45. Full time. I get paid in Shirley Temples and Nickelbacks. How about you? I'm 45 years old. I have a 2-digit IQ. I wear a 52 Portly short suit size. In case anyone's wondering, that means unfuckable man. I follow Kim Kardashian on Twitter. I buy my produce at Target. I wear a headband everywhere I fucking go in public for the last 7 years. Motherfuckers ask me, hey man, is there something wrong with your forehead? I'm like, nah, dog. I just like the Karate Kid movies. Especially part 2, motherfuckers. Can't step to that. From now on, everyone in this fucking bar is going to refer to me by my preferred pronoun.
Yes, sir.
If you don't refer to me by my preferred pronoun, I'm going to go Southside Chicago on all you motherfuckers. Now I ain't never been to Southside Chicago because I'm a white bitch. But I think everyone in this bar and in this
this universe knows what it is to go south side Chicago on a motherfucker. Don't we? I heard about the coronavirus. There's always an upside even to something dark. In this case, the upside to coronavirus is that motherfuckers in West Virginia are going to be wearing masks soon. They're ugly as fuck. I hope that motherfuckers buy all the masks made in Korea, Taiwan, and China, and everywhere else. I hope West Virginia ends up getting every mask ever made. Don't worry, people. You're going to make it past the coronavirus. You're like roaches. They can't kill you. You're from LA. You do comedy. Nothing can touch you. You're immune. The soccer mom in Wisconsin who's putting pineapple on her pizza, her times are coming. But you are the children of Satan. You will make it. Damn, that was dark. Holy shit! I made a deal with the devil at the crossroads, motherfuckers. I was supposed to be the best fat comedian since Chris Farley. Instead, I'm fucking doing an open mic or comedy show, whatever the fuck this is, in front of meth heads and flat earthers. I thought I was going to open up for Joe Rogan or do the Apollo, motherfuckers. I let the devil fuck me in the ass, in and out, for this. Like a chicken gizzard. The devil did it to me, and this is what I got. I'll see you on the other side, motherfuckers, in your nightmares. I'm Geezer. Bye.
That's what I'm talking about. Some devil ass fucking by my man Geezer. He's a bad motherfucker. He's a bad motherfucker. So you guys ready for the next comedian? We got two more, guys. We got two more. Oh, this next guy. Oh, this next guy is the reincarnation of GT. This guy, he left. He came back. He put on some clothes. He got some muscles and a Kobe Bryant sleeve. And I'm telling you, I like this motherfucker right here. You guys ready for this badass coming to the stage? One more time, I need a badass coming to the stage. Woo! Give me a clap, 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 clap for the Sizzle.
Coronavirus.
I got that shit.
Hey kids, how's everyone doing?
Yeah.
Before I begin, can I get a quick round of applause for our host, Wild Joe, and Big Papi Paulo? Clap, 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 clap. I've come here to honor my great friend, GT. I got Wild Joe's permission, so I'm going to start it off with one of GT's greatest jokes. There's an epidemic going on in LA right now. In LA, it's spreading like wildfire. All the women's pussies are going dry. I love you, GT.
Yeah.
So I know nobody likes me or my material. So I'm gonna try to keep it light today. Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room and spend the night together in my room. You guys know that song? Yes. You guys like that song? Yeah? I was raped to that song. 3 fucking hours on repeat, man. Every time I hear that fucking song, man. This happened in 2008. Psychologically fucked up from it, and I may possibly be the only rape victim to say, you know what? I wish I got raped again. Because it was a woman, guys. But it was still rape. Okay, before I begin again, if anyone in this room has never ever been broken or hit rock bottom in their lives, please leave now. You will only be confused, agitated, and unable to comprehend. You definitely won't laugh. If there are perhaps any snitches, pedophiles, rapists, or woke millennials that think Drake is the best rapper of all time, man, get the fuck out right now. No one got time for that. Dude. If you've never been robbed, shot, stabbed, beaten, set up, scammed, raped, or worst of all, married, good for you. Now let's begin. Anybody here was bullied when they were a kid? Yeah. Was anybody fat when they were a kid? You guys have a cool nickname? Anyone have a cool nickname?
The enforcer.
The enforcer. Well, I had some nicknames. The Asian kids called me Marshmallow. All the black kids called me Baby Sumo. And the white kids called me my least favorite, Fat Chink. And everyone always poked my belly. I had to go, hee. It sounds fun, but it was not. And who the fuck calls themselves Sizzle, man? I didn't give myself that goddamn stupid ass name. My friends growing up in Baltimore, Maryland called me Sizzle. Charm City, the city that reads. Not sure why they call me Sizzle, and not sure why they call Baltimore that. And then when I started my all-inclusive government-paid vacation, all the brothers started calling me Sizzle. I didn't tell no one my name. The Hispanics call me Chino. The Muslims would say Assalamu alaikum. I would say Salaikum Salam, my brother. But the white boys, they called me Slay. Slay, short for Slayer. Slayer, short for Chomo Slayer. Chomo Slayer, short for Child Molester Slayer. I wasn't nice to the pedophiles in federal prison. We called them Chesters. We called them Chomos. Or we called them white guys. Okay, guys, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute. What the hell? This guy ain't no goddamn real comedian? Why did Joe book this motherfucker? He like a legitimate for a real criminal? Who the fuck is this old Chinese loser? But you were all wrong. I'm Korean. Anyone thought I was a really hot Mexican? South side, far east coast, not North Korean. Life is a highway. I'm gonna ride it all night long. My real name is Se Hyung Hwang, but I don't use it because no one can say it right. They always butcher it. And if you Google it, it shows all my federal crimes. It shows I faced 2 life sentences. I didn't snitch on nobody. All the gangsters and tough guys cooperate with the federal government against me. Pussy ass snitches. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm still very upset about that. Alright, let's talk about something else, guys. Jesus Christ. Prison rape. Prison rape. Any homophobes in here? Don't worry, guys. Prison rape does not always involve another male criminal's penis penetrating into a male criminal's booty hole. Sometimes it is a foreign object. Sometimes it is a sharp object. And my most favorite one, the most fatal one, is when a criminal will shove his whole arm in another criminal's ass, all the way up to his elbow, grab organs, intestines, keep out ripping out intestines all night long, like Korean barbecue. But did you guys know Koreans just call it barbecue? Next time you guys have Korean barbecue, think of me in that joke, alright? Someone said I'm like a ghetto Mortal Kombat character. If I was, that would definitely be my fatality. Sizzle wins. Korean barbecue. Delicious. Alright guys, so I'm a convicted felon. And a bad person. But on paper, in my criminal record, I look like a psychomaniac. But I'm a loving, caring father of Sizzle Jr. But the LA family court said I'm just a dangerous, violent criminal. And I've lost custody of my son. That's why I'm acting crazy doing comedy now. And anytime someone finds out I've been to prison, they always ask the same question. Hey, nobody asked about my MVP caliber season I had playing second base in the prison softball league. No one asked about the money laundering classes that the finance classes that I taught all the inmates. No one cares about my mental health. They always ask, hey man, did you get raped in prison? This is a very demeaning question. I did much good and passed much wisdom in prison. I am curious as to why no one ever cares to ask if I raped anybody in prison. And fuck I look like getting raped. Take some professional rapists get my ass. Like 5 Antonio Browns. 2 Big Ben Roethlisbergers. Drugs from Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Alright guys, I didn't rape no one. And I didn't get raped. Do I still have more time?
Yeah. One more.
So I'm always telling people at these shows I've been to prison. And I'll never tell them why. Does anyone want to know?
Why?
I will tell you guys, but it's quite boring. Very uninteresting. And nothing to brag about. So I'll sing it to you. Can I get a slow clap? Hey yo, Sizzle. Why the fuck you was in the feds, man? Good night, Mike. Well, I would move 500 kilos and I would move 500 more just to be the man who moved 8,000 kilos and come collect at your door. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You guys are fucking crazy. Thanks, man. Sizzle. Anytime you have Korean barbecue, don't forget me.
All right, another round of applause for the Sizzle.
I like this. This looks expensive.
Wow, everybody loves my recording device, including Paul Ober. No,
Including Paul
but
Ober.
you're
Paul's
all
a great
right,
guy.
all right.
He's on the first episode of my podcast.
Wow. Okay, here we are. This is Wild Joe. I'm at Lotus Lounge, and I'm here with Andy Lowe, with a big motorcycle.
Thank you with the motorcycle. Yeah, Andy Lowe. Nice to meet you.
You have glorious hair.
Thank you. Everybody says that. It's very.
Are you using the curly girl method or the curly guy method?
No, it's like I have
Hasidic Jewish genes, but I'm not Jewish, so it just like I get that part, but none of the hate, you know.
But no curly girl method. Do you know about this?
I actually use a ton of product, but no, I don't know
You
anything
probably are doing
about that one.
it inadvertently.
I don't. It dries this way, but I do use stuff because it'll frizz up.
You need curl
into
cream.
A fro.
The curly girl method is like
please.
curl cream.
I use a smoothie, a curl enhancing smoothie. Okay.
Okay, that's what it is.
Okay,
That's the
I thought it
smoothie.
was something to do with
You should
curlers.
start selling it after you get famous. You could sell your smoothie,
No, I
your
buy
curl
it.
smoothie.
I should make one. If I made one and I just like, yeah, I do that. This only because
Just
of the
rebrand.
Exactly.
Rebrand.
That's a good
Put your
move
face
because
on
this
it.
comedy thing ain't working out.
Well, you know, the Kardashians did it with like a lip palette or something.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
they made
if I
like
could get a Kardashian
millions.
wearing my smoothie and their burnt out hair, I would be a millionaire. But let's talk realistically. Let's
Okay,
talk
realistically. You made it onto the show because we
Somehow.
had some cancellations. You showed up.
Showed up +1. They're like, do you do comedy? I was like, I could.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
About a year.
Okay.
I've done the Comedy Store Belly Room 3 times. Those are my achievements.
All right. I spent a lot of time there.
Me too. I love the Comedy Store. It's like home, right? It's like a
Yeah.
home away from home.
Aw.
Love it.
So, were you already in LA, or you came to LA to do stand-up?
No, I moved to LA about 2 years ago to attack graphic design, and I quickly realized I fucking hate it. So I went into comedy. You know, I've always wanted to. It's always been the plan in the back of my mind, but you can't go to college for it. So now here we are.
Oh, it's pretty cool. Anybody could try.
Yeah, anybody can try and
Get
fail.
instant feedback.
I'm a great example of anybody can try and fail at this.
Yeah, people either laugh or they don't.
And they don't.
You either mind or you don't. Some people don't mind if they don't get laughs. Some people
No, that's the problem,
can't stand
actually.
it.
No, I do mind. It does make me hate myself, but I also don't get laughs, so it's really probably a sadomasochist type of deal. But I enjoy it, you know? I'm having a great time. It's really about the journey,
now
not
I'm
the
intrigued.
destination.
I'm
Yeah.
intrigued. I can't wait to hear your set.
It's going to be very self-deprecating. I'm going
You
to...
undersold it.
Yeah. It's
Which
not
could be
gonna
a good or
funny.
bad thing.
It's not going to be funny. But it will be like, hey, laugh at this guy because he's stupid funny. So you might enjoy that.
I might.
Or maybe not.
So where can people find you that are looking for you on social media or online or wherever?
On Instagram, Andy Lowe Comedy, and the pregame show with Andy Lowe drops this week on YouTube.
I heard about
It's
this.
a drinking show. Yeah, I got a couple guys on this bill tonight who are going to be there, and who are on the first episode. And it's such a great time. We drank like 30 beers, and I got a green screen, and it's a great time. So
wait, how many episodes have you done?
I've shot 3, but the first one goes up this week. The editing is all me,
wow.
and it's insanely time consuming. I thought
Because you're into graphics.
multiple cameras, multiple audio inputs, green screens.
That's why we're all audio on this show.
Exactly.
I keep thinking like, I got to add video,
Right
but that
to the
adds like beyond, way more. It's so hard, especially these dive bars, bad lighting.
Times 10 the time it takes to edit. You wouldn't even
You
imagine.
can't even see the people
I'm
on
already
the stage.
regretting it, but here we are.
I
Episode
try to
1.
take pictures. Everybody shows up like a black shadow.
They're audio pictures, just, for the blind.
You're gonna have to look these people up. That's why we give the Instagram handle.
I'll describe the picture. Comedian smiling at a crowd who's not laughing. That's what the picture looks like.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. That was great.
All right, you guys enjoy that comedy? So we got another comedian coming to you guys ready for our last comedian of the evening? You guys ready to close this shit out so you can go home and fuck your girlfriend? Or your boyfriend? That's right. I want to see the 2 Zac Efrons fuck later, and I'm not gay. But I will beat off to that shit out of respect. Out of respect. I'm like, all right, man, I ain't gay or nothing, but I mean, they're 2 pretty white dudes, man. I mean, damn, like, they rule the country, they're attractive, they can get my black girlfriend, I'll tell you that. And she'll know they gay, and she'll be like, yo, I still like him, man, he cute, he alright, you know what I mean? So you guys ready for this last comedian? You guys ready to close out the Lotus Lounge? Ooh, I like this guy's last name, he sounds like he has different things going on. You guys ready for this last bit? So, we gotta hype it up. We gotta close it out like we gangsters. You've been here all night. You've been buying drinks. You've been treating people right. Make sure you love the People's Collective. Go to the Life and Deal the Great. fuck with the skit bags, fuck with everything that goes on with Joanna Petrie, Wild Joe, DT's Comedy Jam. Are you ready for the final comedian? So put your hands together, give me a clap, 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 clap for Andy, the Batman.
That was a great intro. Oh my God. I'm not the closer, okay? I'm a +1. Remember Geezer 2 hours ago? He brought me here to watch his fucking show, and the lineup wasn't filled. I was like, you can do comedy? No. I can make jokes, but do not put me on after a guy wearing a white beater and a fucking night camo bucket hat who points right in my face about all the prison rape jokes. There was a reason he was pointing at me and not Geezer. I'm the prison rape guy. I'm the bottom of the prison rape crew. I mean, look at me. Come on. Jesus, that was my opener, and I'm closing. All right, so get your fucking expectations down. Let's finish this thing. Let's finish it. I'm not gonna do 7 minutes. I'm gonna get you guys home. Okay? Nobody wants to be here anymore. That was frightening. The camo pants matching the night camo bucket hat with keys hanging from the strap. I was just like, holy fuck, does this get... Am I his bitch now? I'm pretty sure I am. I'm leaving with that guy. This isn't funny. Somebody help me. This is not funny. Alright, I'm leaving. Leave the sunglasses on. I'll be right back. Jesus Christ. Okay. So let's do some jokes that aren't about me getting raped in a minute. Yeah. Jesus. Okay. I'm not a very trusting person. This is where my set starts, and it has nothing to do with the camo. The night camo guy named Sizzle. Will you walk me out? Christ! I'm very uncomfortable right now. I do not like where this is going. Yeah, I see the eyes pointing. Okay, let's do some jokes. I'm not a very trusting person, and this has nothing to do with Sizzle or the fucking Catholic Church, which I was very involved in as a child. So you can understand my apprehension with Sizzle. No, that's not who broke my trust. The group of people who broke my trust are barbers. Okay, as you can tell from the fucking rat's nest on my head, I cut my own hair. You know that. I didn't need to tell you, but let's just get it out there. I obviously cut my own hair, and that's why I look like a Hasidic John Lennon. Okay. I'm not Jewish. I'm just very Jewish looking, so I cut my own hair. And the reason is because every haircut I had, I was a very poor kid growing up, so every haircut I had was either at Great Clips or Sports Clips. Anybody ever patronize either of those establishments? This is LA. I'm from Atlanta. They don't even exist out here. You ever been to a fucking Great Clips?
Yes.
I can tell you have, but I'm teasing. At Great Clips, I've noticed since I got to LA, the chairs here don't rotate. You face the mirror, and they do their job. At Great Clips, the chair rotates, so your facement to the mirror is limited. And they turn you away, and they make all these irreversible fucking decisions. And they spin you around and go, "What do you think?" And you know what you think. Your face goes completely pale. There's no getting it back. But the point is, you're a young white person, and you can't be confrontational. So I love it. This is what I asked for. And you just go home and you cry and you cry. She knows what I'm talking about. Everybody, get a $6 haircut, and you'll know what I'm talking about. It's every haircut I've ever gotten. That's why I cut my own hair. But I want to tell you, that's why my hair is long, because I don't have fucking time to cut this shit every week. Okay, I haven't cut it in like 2 years, obviously. But some people have something to say about guys with long hair. They say something. It's never a compliment. It's kind of a veiled insult. They say something like, you know, that's gonna look really good one day. I think that's gonna work out in the future. What you're trying to do, I can tell what you're trying to do, and it's not even close yet, but it's gonna get there. And the reason I noticed that is because when I had short hair, nobody said anything about my hair, even behind my back. If you're a short-haired guy, no one has ever said a word about your hair. Not even your girlfriend to her friends. They're just like, yeah, the next topic. Yeah, his hair's short, whatever. And my girlfriends are like, kind of like Magellan vibes. I don't, what is he going for? It's very embarrassing. But there's one group of people who fucking has a problem with this. And I looked around. I had to check everybody, including the motherfucker in that vest. It's traffic vest. Real quick. Traffic vest at the bar. Give it up. Oh! One of my best guys. Keep it going, please. That's the guy. I can tell. I don't even need to know his name. I know that's the guy. There's one group of people who fucking hates my hair, and it is much older white women. Okay? I said much older. Great clips, girl. I'm just kidding. She's like 15. No, much older white women have a fucking problem just looking at me. It's always it's never just it's always a double take and then hold. And then what they go through for the next minute is what I imagine their face looked like when someone told them your husband's dead. In the 80s. You know. It's been a minute. They go through the 5 stages of grief. They look at me like I come into a nice restaurant maybe once in my life, and I'll watch for the double takes. It's always an older white woman, and then you can just see it. First, it's denial. 5 stages of grief. It's denial. They say, this motherfucker is not wearing a $7 Party City wig, and this is Captain Hook looking motherfucker. And then it's anger. That's not a wig. That's his fucking hair. He chose that hair for years to wear it out. And then it's a little bit of bargaining. They look at me like, wait a second. Is that Weird Al Yankovic? Right? And they're like, no, he's like almost 60 at this point. So it's just it's denial. They're like, yeah, this is what's wrong. I mean, finally acceptance. This is the problem with art. Millennials are destroying the haircut industry. You know what I'm saying? And by this point, this has taken a minute for all these facial expressions to ruin my day. So I've approached her, and I pull out my phone, and I look at her, and I look at my phone. Very old white woman. And I look back at my phone, and I look at her. I said, you don't look anything like your Tinder profile picture either, honey. But I'm here. I made it here. I'm not standing you up. I'm paying for this meal. Okay, can we get through this? I love banging old women. Thank you. I'm Andy Lowe.
That's right. That was our final comedian, Mr. Andy Lowe. Give a round of applause for all of our comedians that came to the stage tonight to tour this shit the fuck up. Let's run all their names off so we can get it to them. Let's clap it up. Give me a clap for Miss Wild Joe, Gianna Riccardi, Terrence Feedman, Carson Cash, Casey Stoddard, The Geezer, Lane Edwards, Paul Ober, Dana, Sizzle, and Andy motherfucking Lowe. Thanks to the Lotus Lounge. Round of applause for the Lotus Lounge. Let us be here tonight, guys. And when I keep coming back. Thank you guys for coming out. And every time we leave, I want to treat it like a sport event. Because it's time to go, right? So give it. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Hey, goodbye.
And goodbye it is. Thank you for listening. Be safe, stay indoors, and don't forget to check in on all of your friends and family who may be lonely or having a tough time just staying home right now. So thank you all for listening. I hope we can be together soon in the flesh at some of these dive bar shows. But for now, it is great fun listening to the shows we had, and we had so much fun. I'm going to be checking in with comics soon, so stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe to Dive Bar Comedy.